Have you already given up on your 2025 goals, plans, or resolutions, but you'd want to bounce back? If that's the case, this video is for you. All right, with me in this video, because it's a beautiful, sunny, and lazy Sunday while I'm reading, and I'm also doing my belly rubbing with this beautiful Frenchie of ours, Primo, I decided to create this video because it's the start of February, and I'm sure that a lot of people are feeling the reality of 2025 being here with us, and the festivities, or the feeling of a brand new start in January is over, because we're facing reality right now. And I came across this article last week saying that based on research, experts were saying that for January, the critical days are the 15th to the 21st of the month, because that's the period when people will either make it through their goal list or just simply give up and say that, this is a horrendous list of goals, aspirations, or resolutions, that they will just simply drop everything and say that, okay, not worth it, not doing this. And I'm sure that a lot of us have been in that situation before. I myself, I would have to admit that I've been there several years. But what I came to realize is that in a year, there are like 365 days in total. And if that feeling of the first 15 days will make you say that I'm giving up, you're making yourself defeated, because the reality is that you have more than 300 days to bring that list, or bring those goals set come to life, and bring that into fruition based on what you can control and what your deeper sense of motivation and drivers would be. So after years of experience, probably it's also the age, the maturity, and that journey of realizing that at the end of the day, what really matters is what's inside you, regardless of what other people will be saying. What's really important is what you have as a relationship to yourself and your goals and aspirations when it comes to growth and self-improvement. I realized that there are 5 very powerful tools that are very simple to implement that will allow you to bounce back in February and realize that it is still possible, and you can make happen all those goals, plans, and resolutions that you've put together in January. So stick with me, because I'm gonna give you very simple 5 practical tips that will allow you to make your goals and aspirations that you set in January still possible, realizable, actionable, that can be brought to life in 2025. Tip number 1 is to track your progress. I am using this 2025 planner from Joel Osteen this year that allowed me to, I'm gonna show it to you, to have a month view for the entire month of January, as well as a weekly view for every week of the month. And they have put in here the goals for the week, the notes for the week, and then the specific area where you can put your priorities or to-do list from Sunday to Saturday. If you're the type who prays or look at ways to meditate, then they also have prayer focus section here. And then they have a page dedicated for inspiration, reflection, and notes. So I've accomplished this over the last 4 weeks of January, and what I can say is that it's been very helpful when it comes to tracking what I am doing on a weekly basis and how that aligns with the long list of goals that I have for 2025, and finding ways to see if I am chipping away in accomplishing those goals that I've set for the year, or if the activities or the time that I'm allotting for what I'll be doing every single day or every single week would be aligned to all those goals that I've set forth. The tracking allows me to give myself that reminder of, oh, if I'm allotting this amount of time on a to-do on something that's not directly related to the goals or aspirations or focus areas that I am looking at when it comes to accomplishing this year, then probably I'll cut back on those, or I'll probably remove that altogether. Tracking keeps everything grounded for you. Tracking your daily, weekly, and monthly activities would allow you to have that deeper sense of focus, will give you that chance to review, assess, audit, and put into plan what is really important and what's not important, and really prioritize your action points that will give you the opportunity to really focus on what really matters and prioritize or implement those activities that will allow you to get closer to your goals and their completion that you've set forth at the start of the year. Number 2 is to celebrate. For me, it's very important to recognize the achievements and celebrate those wins that I've seen that I was able to do in a short span of a month. Like, for example, because we have gained a lot of Christmas calories that added to our weight at the start of the year, my number 1 goal for 2025 is actually best health and wellness state physically and mentally. And one of the deliverables or the tactics that I've put for January for body or in connection with that bigger goal for the year is to lose holiday weight, detox, healthy diet, and have my workout done 6 times a week. It's that specific. And then on a weekly basis, I would put in here the specific days that I will either do CrossFit or be with Ryan at the gym, and also do my calorie tracking and really understand that between Monday and Friday, I would have to eat clean, to be stricter when it comes to my diet, and then for Friday or Saturday, to celebrate those wins or give myself and Ryan the time to, in our weekend dates, to have the opportunity to indulge a bit without going crazy, of course, when it comes to food. So being able to see that, the plans that I've put in place, being reminded of it and implementing those, and then at the end of the week realizing that, hey, I did pretty well here. So giving myself a pat on the back, celebrating those wins, really gives me that dopamine to be motivated again, to implement what I've done this week that gave me that win, to implement that again for the following week. And I think that will also be my suggestion to you. Celebrate those wins and realize that the motivation that you get from these wins will allow you to carry forward what gave you the opportunity to succeed in that goal for the following week, the following month, and then it all leads up to that success at the end of the year. Tip number 3 is to review. So let's have some real talk here. When we started drafting our plans or our goals for January at the start of the year, you're very inspired, you're very motivated, you're very aspirational. You're thinking that, okay, it's possible to do X, Y, Z. You have your vision board, you have your word for the year, you have literally that ideal set of stuff that you think you should be doing. But as I've said earlier, this month of February will give you that opportunity to rethink and to review if those things that you've listed, because of that feeling of high, would still hold true and is still right for you. And the reason for us to review this is to potentially find ways to recalibrate. If there will be things that we would need to adjust because not necessarily give up, but really adjust or recalibrate or streamline in a way, then it allows us to be closer to what's achievable, to what's realistic, and remove the pressure on yourself. Remove the pressure that, oh, this is not gonna happen, so I'm just not gonna do it, I'm just gonna drop it. Reviewing your goals, your plans, and your values in relation to the long-term goal that you have in your life is a great way for us to be grounded on this reality that I might have overestimated this for myself. So it's okay to review and to refresh and to reestablish what those goals would be so that in the coming month, you'll be able to find an opportunity to do something that will be more achievable and will work better for you. Number 4, build habits. Habits that will allow you to get closer to the achievement of those goals, aspirations, and resolutions. And I'd want to highlight this book that I'm reading right now. This is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Okay. The beauty of what I've seen from this book and in relation to the 4th tip of building the habits would be to create those motivation drivers, those tools, those systems that will allow you to make those aspirations, those goals, or those ideals that you've put as a plan at the start of 2025 really crystallized. It allows for you to make those dreams really broken down into actionable bite-sized pieces that will allow you to take action to implement things and implement steps that will be closer to the achievement of all these goals that you've set in place. And if I were to borrow some of the key highlights or the learnings that I've gained so far from this amazing book, habit building can be done successfully if we consider the following. 1, to make the habit more obvious. Number 2, to make the habit building attractive. And that is to allow us to, make the habit irresistible. 3rd is to make it easy. And 4th is to make it satisfying. The key takeaway here is that not only should we have a plan or a goal or an aspiration, because there will just be a list of hopes and aspirations if we don't have specific action steps around it. And for the action steps to not feel a burden, building or connecting habits that will allow us to make it really possible, achievable, and fun to do will enable us to eventually get into that mindset mode that you're gonna do it because you love to do it, because it will fuel your passion, because it will get closer to the achievement of your goal, because it will allow you to get closer to that dream life that you have set for yourself. And that entire process can be made easier if you have tools, systems, and habits that are connected to it. Tip number 5, rest. Yep, you heard it right. We need to take a beat, have that quick moment to understand and realize that it is not easy to be in this place where we are right now. It is not easy to have a long list of dreams, aspirations, and plans or goals. It is not easy to be an overachiever, to be uber productive, and to be that type A person who would want to see things beautifully implemented, done, and really dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's, right? That's why my reminder for us, which for me is very important so that we won't feel burnout, we won't feel the pressure of completing these goals and these resolutions, is to give ourselves the time to feel, the time to understand that life isn't perfect and it shouldn't be, and we need to give ourselves that moment to rest. Like for example, today I have my long list of to-do on a Sunday, but I've realized that, you know what? I'll just simply relax. I'll just simply enjoy this book reading time while belly rubbing Primo and doing a quick video shoot that is unscripted, that is unpolished. You can see my environment right now, which is like literally very cluttered. And that's the authentic reality of spending a Sunday morning where we are, and accepting and realizing and embracing that I don't need to feel the pressure of the month of January being almost over and still not being able to complete everything that I've listed in my January to-do list. It's giving ourselves that grace, giving yourself that moment to really feel and understand that we are all imperfect humans, and that is the beauty, and that is a superpower that you have within you that you should embrace. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. Those are my 5 very simple and practical tips that will allow you to feel refreshed, feel reignited, and remotivated in making your 2025 goals, plans, resolutions, or aspirations a reality starting the month of February. If you found this content helpful, please leave a comment, press like, subscribe to this channel, and also share it with folks around you who will be able to benefit from it. And also join my weekly newsletter. I'm gonna link the sign-up sheet on the description box, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.